What's going on, guys? Troy with Mountain Man Treasure here in the shop, and you know what? I haven't done a what sold video for a while, and well, I feel bad. I like watching those. I think a lot of you probably do too. So we're gonna do one. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. The clock hasn't started yet, but I'm going to start a clock. At least I'm going to try. We haven't done a what sold for a little while now, and so I can't go back and just do everything that we sold, but I thought what we do is highlight a few of the things that we've sold this month. It is, right now, it's Monday the 20th, and so, you know, it's the 20th in 2020, so let's stick with the theme. Let's do 20 things that we sold in January. And you know what? I don't want to do a huge long video. I know you guys don't want to sit through a huge long video, so let's try and do it in 20 minutes. What do you say? Let's see what we can do. Number 20. Let's just start and work our way down. These really in no particular order, but you know, we'll try and keep them related. Number 20, over here, the San Francisco 49ers t-shirt. I paid $1.99 for this at a Goodwill. Posted it up earlier this week, and it sold the next morning. This sold, it went to Germany. It was an international sale. This for 33 euros, which comes out to about $36, $37. So I think I was just over the half pound limit. So this did go for $17.95 on simple export rate on pirate ship. So missed out on a couple bucks there on shipping, but still we made about 18, 19 bucks on the shirt, so take out the original cost and fees, and we're about 15 bucks up, so I'm good. And it was a very quick sale. That was an accepted offer for that deal. So yeah, San Francisco 49ers stuff, moving, flying. I don't have any more left. I sold two t-shirts and a jersey, and then I posted a Kansas City Chiefs hat on Saturday, and it sold Sunday night. So if you find any of that stuff, get it listed. It's gonna sell in the next 2 weeks. Really in this next week, because people want it before the game. So this next week is gonna be big for that NFL stuff. Number 19. Funko Pop, Hermione Granger. This part of a bulk deal that I did. It was a Facebook marketplace deal. Talked her down. She was starting a little bit higher. Talked her down to $40 for a set of 15 Funko Pops. Not all of them are great, but we've already sold through about half of them, I think. It comes out to $2.67, I think, a piece. Hermione went, I'm looking at my notes here because I don't want to forget, she was an international sale, it looks like. So shipping on that one just underneath the threshold, so it went out for $15.95, thanks to Pirate Ship. We're going to talk about international sales at some point here shortly, because I make a lot of international sales. You're going to see a lot of the January sales over here. We're international buyers. Number 18, let's stick on a theme. Dolores Umbridge. This one going to Australia. The number there very high, but Australia's dollar very weak. It's something like 60 some cents to the US dollar. So that comes out to about 40 bucks. So really good deal for Dolores Umbridge, a couple of Harry Potters. Okay, number 17. We've got House 2. This was on a laser disc. Picked these up at an estate sale. Picked up, I don't know, about 6 or 8 of them. I think we only got 1 or 2 left. We sold through Terminator 1 and 2. I sold together as a package. I sold Willow. Fantastic. I love Willow. Sold that laser disc. This one lasted a little bit longer, but it was priced higher. I was waiting for the right buyer. This sold for $35 plus, or no, not plus shipping. I think I paid shipping, but it was media mail, so shipped out pretty cheap. This a really good title on VHS as well, if you can find it. House 2, pretty rare. Okay, number 16 on the list. That guy. This is the second time I've sold one. I don't know if it was exactly this one, but one very, very similar to this. I picked up not too long ago and sold it very, very quickly. Same thing happened here. I picked this up at a local thrift for $3, listed it, and sold it within, it was a day or maybe 2 days. This thing sold, and actually had a lowball offer come in on it as well. So if you find these, even if it's not Sony Walkman, pick them up. This one was new in the package. It was fantastic condition. But yeah, if you find any one of these old vintage Sony sort of handheld Walkman type things, pick them up. If they're a good price, they will sell. This sold for well, You saw it over there. I'm trying to find it. It was $33.99 plus shipping is what that one was. Number 15. You can sell anything on eBay, guys. This is not a fluke. If you look up Booba, uh, there's a solid sales history, and that's why I picked it up. It was $1 at Goodwill. I knew it was going to sell, even with a couple of dings on the bottom. It sold relatively quickly. It was within like a week, I think, something like that, maybe a week and a half. I didn't have it for very long. These things are creepy. I don't get them, but it sold. I think it went to somebody in Portland, Oregon. So a pretty quick ship, but yeah, it was almost $30 plus they paid $10 and change for shipping. So yeah, if you see these boobas, they come in different colors and they sell. I don't remember them, but apparently some folks do with some fondness because they're paying $30 and $40 for them. This I just picked up actually very, very recently. There was an estate sale on Friday. I only picked up 3 things out of that sale, paid $2 a piece for them. This was one of them, and it sold the next day. I listed it when I got home, and it sold on Saturday early evening. This particular tool has different lengths on it. Mine was an 8-inch, but it has some of them are a little bit shorter, and it has a pretty good sales history. I picked up another tool there, a vintage nail puller that there's none currently listed, and 3 sold in the last 3 months. That one only it's about $20 plus shipping, but I think that one's going to go too. So keep an eye out for vintage tools if they're made in the USA tools, Stanley, Craftsman, stuff like that. Keep an eye on those because they do sell, and they sell for good money. And the person that picked this up, brand new account. So odds are he was doing a search online for this item, came across my listing, and created an account specifically to buy this. So that's pretty cool, and I hope he's happy with it. What do we got? Okay, number 13. And this is a twofer because I picked up 2 of these. You might have seen this in a previous video. This just sitting on the electronics shelf in a baggie, and there were 2 of them. I picked up both of them. They were $5 a piece. It was on a half-off weekend, so they were actually labeled $10, but got them for $5 a piece. This is an Apple TV. I think it was the 2nd generation streamer, and this sold for $38.24. Free shipping, but pretty light, so that wasn't a concern, and it was a really immediate turnaround. I think it was within a day and a half for both of them. We sold both of them that quickly. So if you see Apple stuff, pick it up. People are looking for it. It's obviously very expensive to buy it new from Apple, so if they can get a good deal on it through you, they're going to do it. All right, number 12, Ghostface. There are a lot of these, and even the newer ones will sell, not for as much, but they will sell around Halloween. But the older ones are collector's items. There's people that collect them from all the different years. There's different versions that came from different plants. The eyes are shaped different. They're a little longer, a little shorter. There's a lot of variations on these. There's websites and videos talking about the differences of these. It's crazy, but there is a market. So if you can find these, a lot of people don't realize there are value to these. Look underneath the chin. It's going to say, what is it going to say? Well, this one is a Fun World. That's what this one is. So it'll say Fun World Div underneath for division, underneath the chin. When they got older, same company, but they sort of changed names, and it became Easter Unlimited. So Easter Unlimited is still one that people look for, but Fun World was in the first couple years. Those are the really good ones, and they can sell, if you find the right one, they can sell upwards of $100, $200, higher sometimes. So if you find the right one, it's a home run. But this one, I paid 25 cents for it, and turned it around, sold it for $38.24. So thrilled about that, and of course very cheap, easy to ship. Number 11, this I put up at an auction. Actually, this pulled out of my death pile. Got this at a garage sale this summer, forgot about it, found it, realized, you know what, this thing sells pretty well. A lot of people after this, there's not a ton of them out there, so put it at auction. I think I started it at, I don't remember, you could probably look it up. You have the title there, you could look it up under solds. I might have started it at like $9.99 or $14.99. I think I started at $14.99 at the auction, and it just kept going up. It eventually sold for, what did it sell for? I'm looking at my cheat sheet here. It sold for $37 plus shipping and got great feedback. And this was a little bit scratched. It had surface scratches on it. So whoever bought it probably had a resurfacer. If you had this thing in pristine condition, it would have gone for a little higher. If you had it new, you're way up there. So keep an eye out for this title. This is a good one. Number 10, another thing that was right next to those streamers is this Apple Wi-Fi router. Also picked up for $5. Probably came from the same household. I would guess it was dated the same day that it came into the thrift shop. So $5. Turned this around for $42.49. And just like the others, it sold really, really quickly. It's Apple. It's going to happen. It sold the weekend that I picked it up. So keep an eye out for that stuff. Number 9, Don Post. One Don Post is very collectible. People collect his stuff. It's not going to move very quickly. I actually held on to this for a while. I think I picked this up in November. No, I picked this up before Halloween, actually. So I probably picked this up in like September, something like that. It's a deal. You put your hand in the back, walk around. It looks like you're holding the head. But Don Post is a very familiar designer, artist for people that collect that sort of stuff. So made sure to get that name in there. Also, Paper Magic Group. They make a lot of vintage Halloween stuff. They actually make some other things. You'll find their stuff on Christmas items and stuff like that. But keep an eye out for Don Post. Keep an eye out for Paper Magic Group. That is those are keywords. People are going to look for those when they're looking for these things. I had this up a little bit higher, and it sat for a while. Eventually, it would have sold for more. I think it was pushing $50. I might have got about 45 or 50 for it eventually because it is pretty rare. But it took up a little bit of space, and I was so little into it. I think I'm probably about 75 cents or a dollar into it. It came in a lot of a bunch of Halloween stuff I got from a lady. So ultimately I decided, you know what, I'm all right with moving this thing out. It was $35 plus they paid priority shipping. And I got a kick out of putting a head in a box. So that was a win-win all the way around. Look for that stuff. It's good. Number 8, familiar guy, right? Ghostface. I got half a dozen of these things from that lady's sale. Between that lady and I got a couple at a thrift store. I'm not sure which is which now, but got a bunch from her and got a bunch from our thrift store, and they all came in. Between all of them, I'm 25 cents, 50 cents, something like that on these rubber masks. This one, an international sale. This one they paid in Great British pounds. It comes out to right about $52 or so US dollars. So pretty good deal, very light ship, so it went for $15.95. Very, very good deal. Again, look for that fun world. That's going to be something that people look for. This guy, Retail Arbitrage, picked him up at Walmart. This is Richie from It. He's got the baseball bat. It's a variant that apparently sold out very, very quickly. A lot of the other characters that came out at the same time from It, from this remake, there's not much value there, and for whatever reason, Richie with the bat, you can look back at the solds and see it was somebody was taking offers off of like $9.99 plus shipping. They were selling for like 10, 12, $15, and then all of a sudden they started selling for $30, $40, $45. I don't know what happened. They just became scarce. People still wanted them. And I got lucky and found this guy at the right time. I got this guy at Walmart. He was $8.48. I decided to put him at auction, and he went up to $41 plus priority shipping. It was like $9 shipping. So they were $50 all in on this Funko Pop. That's a great deal. Traveling to visit family over the Thanksgiving holiday, picked this up actually on Black Friday at Goodwill. Got it for $3. It's a Bob Barker jacket. It was a 4XL. This thing was really big. Different names for them. I mean, chore jacket. People wear them out in the barn or whatever, out on the ranch. Prison jacket, denim jacket. I worked all those into the title for whatever people call them. Had some interest in this, and ultimately made a deal with somebody in the UK. They paid the equivalent of, it was like 43 Great British pounds is what it was. So not too bad, plus shipping, $3 into that. I'll take that any day. Another international sale, guys. They've been really, really good for me this month, and they've been on really nice items. These Levi 501s, got them at a Goodwill for $4.99. Sold them for $38.05, I think is what it was. These things, very, very good condition. Looked like they hadn't been worn at all, almost. And these went, I think, to Germany. They came through the U.S. listing. And so they bought off of the U.S. eBay website. I can't remember offhand where they went, but they paid $19.99 shipping for me to send it. So all in, they were like $60 all in. Plus, they're gonna have to pay customs fee when they get them. So if you're not selling internationally, you're cutting off like 95% of your potential market, guys. I mean, I really don't have that many troubles with international shipping. I do have one order right now, a toy that somehow made it all the way to Portugal where it was supposed to be, and then the next day started coming back this way. The last I saw it was in New York. I'm not sure if their customs rejected it there. I've sold that toy all over the place. Maybe I'll have to look on their restrictions and see if somehow we missed something there. I don't know. The customer's confused, but being very cool about it when I told them, I'll keep an eye on it. So, yeah, I mean, you get bad customers anywhere. Frankly, I've had more bad customers in the United States than I have worldwide. And interestingly enough, many of the worldwide customers, if you have best offer enabled, they don't click on that. They just click buy it now. They give you the price that you're asking for. So I don't know, something to think about, something we'll look at down the road, but we're running out of time. So I got to get into these last few items. So those Levi's going out the door. This next one is another international sale. This one went to Australia. This one I got at the same time as those Apple products. This a Minolta a WeatherMatic. It's a 35 millimeter waterproof camera. Is all it is. It's a very, really I mean, the technology at the time was pretty impressive, but right now, it's just an old 35 millimeter camera, right? It still sells, guys. Look at the sell-through on the WeatherMatic. It sells. If you get the accessories with it, sells even better. WeatherMatic, I got it $6 at the thrift store, sold for $33.98 plus. It's a little heavy. So they paid $24.99 for me to ship that to them in Australia. So really good sale. Number 3, another one going to Australia. These Nike Cortez tennis shoes. There's only one other pair, I think, when I found these listed on eBay, and they had them ridiculously high priced. If you look, there have been a few looking on Terapeak. They don't sell when they sell that high price. I appreciate trying to set the market when you're the only one with it, but sometimes you shoot for the sky and you way overshoot. That's what happens. So I listed mine at more reasonable price. I picked them up for $5 at the thrift, and they sold for $35 plus international shipping. They actually went to a collector. He collects Nike Cortez tennis shoes. So everybody's got something they love, right? So sent those things out. Number 2, another thing that I got there, some Nike Waffles. When the Nikes were first made, they had the waffle iron bottom on them. This is a reissue. They made these in 2005, sort of hearkening back to their original pattern, the Nike Racer, and these sold to somebody in Belgium. I had several watchers on these. I sent out offers. It was $49.99, so I sent out an offer for $44.99, cut $5 off, and within minutes they accepted the deal. So they paid the $45 plus the shipping to send it overseas. And like I said, I think this one went to Belgium. Number 1, John Bevere, the Bait of Satan. Got this at a church sale. Nothing listed that I could find, but you buy these new and they're very, very expensive. It's a workbook. It's got DVDs. It's a curriculum. It's the whole thing. So had this posted pretty high initially and got people looking at it, so I knew people were interested. Dropped it down, picked up a couple watchers when I dropped it down to like 89 or 90 something bucks. It'd been sitting around for a while, so I sent an offer of $69.99, and about a day later, the person took it. So $69.99 plus medium mail shipping, and that thing's out the door. So there's our 20 on the 20th in 2020. But guess what? We still got a couple more minutes, and I got a couple more sales, so why not try and cram them in, right? Bonus number 1, you saw a video about this, the clock. Picked this up for, this and one other item for $50 at an estate sale. So I'm $25 in on this. Sold it for $275 to a very lovely couple in California. She sent me a message saying that I had done an excellent job packing it, and it arrived safely, and they loved it. So really, really cool. I love getting those messages. I got to admit, when cut that out. I gotta admit, when I got the when I saw the message pop up, there was that sinking in the stomach, right? Like, oh no, what did I not do right? What happened? Did it break? So very exciting to open up that message and see that she was very, very happy with that purchase. And so, yeah, and left good feedback, I believe. So always nice when you hear from people that buy the more expensive things out of your store. Just a little bit of time left, so I'm going to cram this one in. I also mentioned it on my last video, but we sold a Christmas ornament for more than $100. It was $112 and change. Interestingly, we sold this to somebody with like 270,000 feedback. I don't know how long you have to sell and how many. I think they had like 7,000 or 8,000 items listed. They have a company, and they clearly sell a lot on eBay. So either they have a company and they're also collectors, or they think they can flip this thing for even more than what I sold it for. It was on sale, and I had lowered the price a little bit, so they might be right. Eventually, the right person is going to come along and pay probably close to 150 bucks for this thing. It's very, very rare, and I know it sounds crazy to sell a Christmas ornament for that much, and I was starting to doubt myself a little bit that maybe I was nuts pricing it that high. But got this at an estate sale, got it in a bundle for like 15 or 20 bucks, so I'm like $1 into this thing as all. So really, really exciting sale. I was just giggling and laughing. I know, right? That's super manly, but I was just giggling like a little kid that thing sold for that high. Unbelievable. So that is a 20 on the 20th in 2020 plus 2 more bonus items because, well, I'm just a nice guy. That's all the time we got for you right now. I promised you right about 20 minutes, and I think that's what we got here. So thanks for tuning in. I sure appreciate it. And if you want to hear about international sales, if you've got any question about international, about global shipping, about shipping direct, ask down in the comments. Because I want to answer what you guys want to know about. But yeah, I'll sit down and we'll do an international selling video because I think it's something that more people should be doing because we're making a lot of sales that way. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Troy from Mountain Man Treasures signing out. See you next time.